Yo, what up? It's Chris Webby, chilling down here at Toad's place. About to take another Adderall because it wore off, and I'm moving a little slow right now. But I am chilling with my man K-Dub, and we are about to get it popping in the 203 tonight.
Kevin W. Reese.
It's been about a year and a half or 2 years since we did an interview, and a lot has changed since. Okay, you've been on the road like crazy. You've been in XXL magazine. You crashed that piff twice. So a lot has changed for you. How are you taking things in now, being on the road so much?
Tour has been crazy. We did one in the summer, and then we just got off one. It was like 50, 60 stops. It's insane. It's really insane, but it's fun, but it also, you kind of lose your sanity in the process. Right. So I love it, though. And it is, like I say, it's what I signed up for. So I can't complain about it.
The last tour you were on, the bus was significantly bigger. You were doing conversion vans, and then all of a sudden you had a bus. So how was the bus? We're going to call it bus. Yeah. How was the bus compared to the little conversion vans and all that?
Yeah, the van was cool. I thought it was awesome at the time because that was, the next step up from, a car. But the bus was sick. The bus was expensive, and being that I am still an independent artist, that all came out of my pocket, but it was worth it. Okay. Definitely worth it. When you're traveling like that, you want to be comfortable.
And last time we interviewed, my goodness, you were maybe 5,000-6,000 Twitter followers.
I don't even know what I'm like 90.
I checked this morning. You're almost 100,000.
Oh, nice.
It's not bad. It's not bad. And you were beating me a little bit in YouTube. Now I'm not even in the running anymore.
Yeah. What am I? I don't even know, man. 32 million. All right.
32 million. Okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
So the big question is, why are you not signed yet? Is it on purpose? Are you turning down offers? Or do you want to do this as an independent artist?
Well, what it comes down to, we did prove to ourselves that we could do it ourselves when we dropped the EP in December. There Goes the Neighborhood. It did hit #1 on iTunes. We did move units, and it was the first time I actually made money directly off my music, aside from touring and merchandise, etc. So that proved that we could do it. Then from there, it comes down to, do I really want to make that step when I know that I could do it on my own and just work a lot harder? I'm not completely opposed to the idea of getting signed like a lot of people think. I don't hate labels, but I also am not gonna sign up for something where my money gets messed with and I don't need it. You know what I mean? So if anything, I would probably get a project ready myself and then maybe pitch it to a label. I don't know. It's hard to say at this point, man. I'm not mad at what I'm doing right now.
You look at most recently, I would have to say Drake. In 2009? He got so big independently that he had a bidding war. Yeah. So if you stay doing this for another year, exactly, you could end up with a bidding war in your hand, correct?
Yeah, that would be sweet. I don't know where it's gonna go exactly, but I work hard. I work hard, and I love rapping. So wherever it takes me, I'm cool with it.
Okay. And the thing that makes you different than a lot of artists with your draw is you stay freestyling. Yeah. Even on the bus, or somebody puts a video in front of you. You'll kick something off the top of your head. What is it about freestyling that you're so attracted to?
Well, I grew up doing it. I think it shows when a rapper can actually rap and doesn't just type some stuff in their BlackBerry. And that's cool. But freestyling is freestyling, and it really shows that you understand the raw mechanics of hip hop. And I grew up doing it. A lot of these kids, I feel like they saw how easy it might be to be a rapper. You make some YouTube songs, etc. That's cool, whatever. But I know how to rap, and I have no problem showing people that, on YouTube, etc. So.
Right on. Yeah. So you weren't on the XXL Freshman cover.
Yeah, I was not.
You were not.
I was not.
I was a little shocked at that. I thought for sure you were going to be on it. What was your reaction when you found out you weren't on?
There's a lot of politics in hip hop, as I'm sure you know, but not necessarily everyone does know. And that's another thing. Without a label, sometimes you don't have the political stance that you would if you did. And, you know, without talking shit, I mean, I think everyone knows that I had the credentials to be in the running for it, and it is what it is.
Is it safe to assume that you'll be on next year's? I mean, you just can't call it at this point. Right?
I can't call nothing with that, so it's hard to tell. Yeah. Is what it is. You know, it's something you can't get too frustrated with stuff like that. You can't let it, you know. I wasn't happy about it, but at the same time, it's like, whatever.
Now,
You know.
I told you in the last interview we did, and those watching can go look at that. I was a little heavier then, so don't get confused. It's the same person interviewing. But when we did that interview, I told you that you shouldn't chase the radio, and you have not chased the radio. You're not knocking on their door. But the difference between then and now is they all know who you are, and they all know your draw and what you bring to the table. They're all walking around 10 Executive Drive. Don't go there, whoever's watching. They're waiting for a radio, let's put a quote around it, a radio record. So my question to you is, are you still interested? Do you still strive for that radio play, or are you just gonna do you and let the chips fall where they may?
I think what it comes down to is, you're right, I haven't necessarily had a radio record, and I understand that now. I mean, I've had some songs that maybe in the mix show work, but I get it. And when I do have a radio record, the fact that I haven't gone and asked and been knocking on everybody's door, bothering them, when I do have that record and I do go to them with it, I would expect, hopefully, you know.
Buck's waiting for it. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
This is inside scoop. I'm telling you, Buck is in his office and he's just like, I'm waiting for a radio record. That's
Cool.
That's it.
He'll get it. He'll definitely get it. Just give me some time. I think it takes... I have now understand a lot more about like how everything works. Like, yes, the mixtapes are sick. It's awesome to flaunt your lyrical ability on a track, but there is a difference between songs and records. And mixtapes, I was making songs and like, you know, it was cool. But then when you get in with some of these producers, you make like big records, and they're not all radio oriented, of course, but you will get one that is, and you know, with maybe the right feature, etc. You know, like. You could definitely run with something. And I actually got one in the stash for him, so just tell him to be ready.
Okay. All right. Now, what producers are you working with now? I know you've been working with Static. You've worked with Static a few times.
Of course, yeah, Static's the dude. We just got back from Atlanta. I was working with Tomb, Willpower, who messes with Yellow Wolf and tacking them. Lot of dudes. Who else have I met? Sap, who's, you know, making a lot of noise right now. He's a good kid. You know, and I'm down to work production-wise with anybody, you know.
DJ Semi, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Keep him around.
Yeah.
He's like the pet.
Yeah, he makes good beats though. He flips samples real nice, you know. So I definitely like that. But yeah, man. You know?
What's the plan? What's the plan moving forward over the next 6 months or so? You gonna go on another tour? I mean, you're rounding off a tour now here, Toad's Place, New Haven, Connecticut, kind of wrapping that up, homecoming deal. Are you gonna go back on tour? Are you gonna make an album? I mean, what's the plan?
Well, right now I'm kind of just filling the vault with as many tracks as I can, and we'll see where it goes from there. I think it might be mixtape album, but at this point it's a little too early to tell anything. But basically, I got probably like 30 songs in the vault, give or take. So I mean, as long as we just keep collecting that, I just want to make sure when I do, whatever I put out next has to be good. You know, I know a lot of people have been waiting for it. I made the little iTunes debut, and if I put out a half-ass project that I rushed, that would not be a good look.
Right.
So I know whether it's a mixtape, an album, whatever, it's got to be the best, 110% of what I got. So I just want to wait until it's definitely that. You know?
I there's a line around the corner here at Toad's Place tonight. Webby just had a meet and greet with about, I don't know, 10 or 15 people. So things are really popping here at home. And one of the things with your live show is that you usually work with a band. You usually work with a live band.
Got the drums for the whole show tonight. Gonna have my dad on guitar, bringing out Apathy, bringing out my dude Danimal. It's gonna be fun.
All right, cool. Now speaking of your dad, Your dad is right here. Dad, Papa Webby, can you come over here? Come to the left of me here. Let's adjust that camera so we can get Papa Webby in here a little bit. Now, you're a musician too, obviously.
That's correct.
And so what's it like seeing your son have a fan base and like a meet and greet? People want to meet and greet with your son.
It's amazing. It's amazing. You know, he's always been like such an individual. He's always been a little different. Very different, actually.
And what's it like jamming with him on stage and having?
It's amazing. It's great. You know, I mean, I've been doing this my whole life, playing guitar, and I did some stuff back in the day, years ago. And at my age, I didn't really think I'd be doing these kinds of things, but I got to go out on tour with him a little bit. We did. I went on the bus with these young guys.
Yeah.
I did New England, and then we went out to L.A., played the Troubadour, which was fantastic. Just being on that stage, I mean, all the people that have played on that stage. So, you know, for me, it's incredible, and to see the fan base and to see the reaction that he gets from his fans.
You see it from the beginning. Yeah. That's the key. I saw it from the beginning as well, and just like
that first show when I was like a showcase, and
that's right.
You know, I brought maybe like 30 people out, something like that. But even at that was still like kind of a statement. But yeah, that was.
Yeah. Now, how old are you now?
23.
23. When he was doing his rap thing, you know, 17, 18, 19, you know, most parents are probably like, you know, get a job, do this, do that. What are you doing with this music thing? Blah, blah, blah. Were you like that? Or were you apprehensive because you were in the music?
No, we never discouraged it. When he first started doing it, when he was a kid, when he was like 12, 13, and he had braces, and he was a little skinny kid, and he had the big W around. He had the medallion and stuff. And we were and you know and hip hop was not something that I mean, I grew up playing rock and blues basically.
Sure.
And it was not something that I really knew too much about, and it's really been an education too. I've learned a lot, and I've learned to appreciate a lot of it. And like anything else, there's good and bad, and there's a lot of great hip hop stuff. But so we've never discouraged it, never discouraged it. And when he was in college, and I had a feeling that when he was in college that it was going to be something he was going to do. You know? And as a kid, I mean, my parents tried to discourage me from playing music, and I did it my whole life, and I would never do that. I mean, he's got to follow.
Well, that's a lesson learned right there for the parents, you know, not to discourage their children, because they can end up having a meet and greet. Because Chris Webby just had a meet and greet, and there's a lot of people out there that are gonna, you know, scream for him in a few hours here at Toad's place, and so this is a beautiful thing, and to just have your dad jamming with you on stage. I mean, that's pretty cool. And you freestyle. Do you still freestyle at every show?
Not every show. Kind of just if I feel it or forget a verse. You know, that's kind of how it works. Because sometimes I'll just mess up that first line and be like, all right, you know, looks like I'm winging it for the next 16. So, but you know, I might bust that out tonight. I'm doing a new track tonight. You know, I'm gonna do some stuff I've never done tonight, because that's the thing I like about the Connecticut shows. You get to try new stuff, and you know, that's what's up.
All right, man. Chris Webby here at Toad's Place, Connecticut. Look for him. Google this dude if you don't know him, or if you do know him, leave comments underneath on this YouTube video, man. Subscribe, all right?
Kevin W. Reese.